Angeles and began a career as a broadcast journalist and model. Today we're at the beautiful Sunset Marquis Hotel, bringing you an insider's look at the Miss World pageant. During the next hour, we'll tag along with Shauna Gamble, this year's representative from the United States, to reveal the secrets behind the world's oldest international beauty pageant. Through our exclusive backstage access, we'll capture the unexpected triumphs and devastating losses these girls endure. So stay with us as we follow 86 competitive women to an exotic African island. It's your inside look at the Miss World pageant.
If I win, I'll probably die. Oh my gosh.
It's very nerve-wracking because it's such an overwhelming atmosphere. I'm just waiting for the big night.
From America to Zimbabwe, 86 beautiful women have come together to compete in one of the most watched television events of the year, the Miss World pageant.
I'm producing the biggest live outside broadcast in the world this year, outside of the World Cup soccer event. So it's a huge, huge production.
From its modest beginning in 1951 as a bikini contest, Miss World has grown into a multi-million-dollar spectacle. And while the pageant may not be a household name in the United States, it's well known around the globe. Hirsch Wilk is the owner of Miss World USA, the American branch of the pageant.
The Miss World pageant is the largest international beauty pageant. It's been going for 48 years. It's going to be televised in 130 countries with an audience of 1.4 billion people.
Until now, American audiences haven't been able to see the pageant. But this year, for the first time, we'll take you backstage for an exclusive look as we tag along with America's representative, 22-year-old Shauna Gamble.
Shauna Gamble was chosen Miss World USA in 1998 because I think she's a good example of the modern American woman. She is an honor student at UCLA, and then she's going to go into law, specializing in victims' rights. She's intelligent, independent, and of course she's a classic beauty.
If Shauna looks familiar, that's because she was featured in another E! special when she competed in the Miss USA pageant.
21-year-old Shauna Gamble joins us from California.
Shauna's love of the limelight began at an early age.
She was always very, very dramatic and very, I guess, spontaneous and enjoyed...
Admit it, she loves to be in the spotlight.
She loves to be in the spotlight.
What do you do to help her?
I pull the weeds and I pick up the rocks.
I was 8 at Little Miss Acton. My parents were hesitant because they did not want me to be a baby beauty queen.
They had a real concern that a lot of the young girls in pageants are created to be something that they're really not. It was never a need for my daughter to be a beauty queen.
Shauna gave up pageants for a few years, but once she became a teenager, she convinced her parents to let her compete again.
I did the Miss California Teen pageant, Miss California Teen USA pageant, going into Miss Teen USA. And I did that because I had always seen it on TV.
Shauna won the Miss Teen USA crown and went on to compete in the Miss California pageant. She won again.
Shauna Gamble is the new Miss California USA 1998.
That victory took her to Miss USA, where she suffered a narrow defeat.
The first runner-up is Miss California,
Shauna thought her pageant days had ended until she got a call from Miss World.
I told them, I said, well, I don't look the way I did at Miss USA. I've cut my hair short. There was a pause on the phone. That's okay, come in anyway, we'll talk to you. So kind of went from there.
If Shauna wins the Miss World pageant, she'll take home much more than a shiny crown.
The grand prize, being Miss World, is $100,000 US. It'll pay for all of the student loans that I have at UCLA for the last 2 years. It will pay for all of my law school, and it would probably buy me a car and help me pay for my first house.
At the Miss World pageant, Shauna will be up against 85 exotic and competitive women.
You're going to have a couple negative girls, but as long as you stay in a group where you're all kind of backing each other up, then you don't even focus on any of that. I'll go in there with such a positive attitude, and I won't be scared of anybody, that it will make it a lot better.
Unlike Shauna's other pageants, the Miss World competition will take her to the other side of the earth.
We're going to spend about 3 to 4 days in Paris doing a lot of press and interviews, and then we leave and fly to the Seychelles as a group. The pageant is being held in the Seychelles, which is right off the coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. So it's a tropical island. It's amazing.
Shauna plans to become the third American ever to win the crown. But with only a few days left until her big trip, she's not yet ready for competition.
I still need to finish my fitting, get a gown, get a swimsuit, pack my bag, have my hair done, pictures, and make it to the UCLA football game, because that's a priority. Okay, today we're going to Madison. There's a shoe store in Beverly Hills who has some amazing shoes. They're like top 10 in the United States for shoes. Great. Well, I need just a couple pairs of shoes to get me going in Paris and in the Seychelles, something that can go from day to evening. Most girls take, gosh, about 20 pairs of shoes, I would say. We have so many different needs that 20 pairs will about do you, but I'm trying to like cut that in half and maybe only take 10. A must-have in everyone's wardrobe.
I want you trying these Dolce & Gabbanas. These are absolutely gorgeous.
They're fabulous.
You can just wear them all day long if you want. You can wear them day, night. You can wear them with pants, anything. This is great because it's got a flat little heel,
Oh, okay.
which will be really nice. You can run around it all day.
Oh, that'll be nice for Paris. We have a whole day of shopping in Paris. Gray is really great for this season. I like it.
Everybody wants gray shoes right now. There's a great little tennis shoe from Streness.
Makes me feel not so lazy. We have some sandals, some great casual tennies, and a pair of boots that'll be perfect with either skirt or pants. So I'll take them all.
Fantastic.
Having my hair done is one of the most important things in preparing for Miss World. No pageant hair this time. We're going to do it short, and we kind of can't do it long because I already made the step of cutting it before I decided to go on this thing. It seems almost like a reddy gold color, and I really want to get away from that processed look. I want to go back more to my natural color with highlights, maybe.
What we're going to have to do is bring you back to your natural color and then throw in some blonde highlights.
Okay.
You're really pretty.
Great. We've really been focusing on getting some clothes together. We have some amazing designers who have, you know, been so generous to donate clothes and let me borrow gowns and whatnot. This will be perfect for the Seychelles, being that it's such a lightweight texture and I can just slip it on after a day at the beach and go out. It's about 95 degrees in the Seychelles right now. Oh, I love this. It's nice and heavy. It'll be great for Paris. I like this one. It's a little skirt. Thank you. I really like Policy's pieces because they're trendy, cutting edge. I love the fabrics. They all feel good against the skin. If you could feel out there in TV land, this fabric is amazing. You have to feel this. Look. I love it. Bye!
Coming up, Shauna leaves for the big event.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking very well. I'm so anxious.
And 86 exotic contestants meet for the first time.
You're not telling me that you can cram all those women together and you're going to have peace, harmony, and joy.
Hi, I'm Gina Tollison-Thick. Welcome back. Like 85 other women around the globe, America's Shauna Gamble is getting ready for her trip to the Miss World pageant. But with only a few hours to go before her big flight, the nerves are setting in.
It is about 9:45. I am supposed to leave for Paris in about 12 plus hours, so yet to pack.
Fortunately for Shauna, boyfriend Mitch Girth is on hand to help out.
Well, I need to take one to Paris and the rest go off to Africa, and I have two this size and one this size. So do you think I should do this one for Paris and the two other ones for Africa so I could tell the difference between the two?
Yeah, probably good.
It says jumbo capacity, you're coming with me.
You can go fit.
Get in there.
Oh my God. Oh, bad back. Bad back.
You don't fit. That's okay, I'd much rather take my shoes anyway.
Hey, hey.
I'm bringing about 50 things of hair care. Conditioner. Frizzies, because you don't know what the weather's like there. And then shampoo and moisturizer. And don't forget, you never know what the food is like, so you need the Pepto. It closed!
As the day of her big trip arrives, Shauna is far from finished packing, and time is running out.
I need to leave my house in 10 minutes. My director is not here with my clothes, so I still have to finish packing. Have to pack my little carry-on. Have to eat my lunch. Have to put on my makeup. All in 10 minutes. Yeah, can we do it?
Oh. Is that you? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Mitchie? Oh, wait, where are my sunglasses? This is a pillow for your, like, if you get a headache on the plane or something, you can go like this. I got this. But what I thought is I could pull it down a little, be a little, you know, like that. Mom, if I have those other black sandals, do I need these? I feel like I don't have enough. Mom, I can't take both. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not thinking very well. I'm so anxious. Let's just get it over with. Let's just forget it. We don't need to pack anymore. I'm fine, I say. Please, God, say it will shut. May I have someone very big?
Okay, what is the time?
Time to get
4:30. Guess what?
Go load the car.
Right, Mitch.
Okay, I'll say my goodbyes.
I love you.
Have a good time, honey,
I will.
okay?
I'll
Just
call.
enjoy yourself.
I will.
Okay.
Good time.
Have a good flight.
When Shauna arrives in Paris, she'll meet up with 85 other beautiful women to take part in the world's oldest international beauty pageant. Eric Morley, founder of Miss World, launched the competition 47 years ago. At the time, only 12 countries competed.
It gained popularity all the time, and each year more and more countries came in, until in 1979 we got sort of a television audience of about 200 million in 36 countries. And then last year, altogether, there was over 150 countries with nearly 2 billion audience.
In addition to the international broadcast, the Miss World organization raises money for Variety Clubs International.
It's the most wonderful, wonderful charity, children's charity in the whole world. Through Miss World and our charity shows across the world, we raised over $100 million, and we're still going on.
Julia Morley, president of Miss World, will travel with this year's winner as she takes part in charity events around the globe.
She can be in the middle of an earthquake area where they need then, like Honduras and Nicaragua now. We need to get in there now and put on a fashion show and do something useful.
Shauna hopes to capture the Miss World crown and become the pageant's next international ambassador.
It's exciting, but you have to remember that there's only going to be one winner.
As she arrives in Paris, Shauna meets some of her competition.
When we got to Paris, I really expected us to start to work right away, but they were still waiting for a lot of the girls to get in. So I met my roommate and just kind of talked a little bit, and we found out in less than a half an hour how much we had in common.
As soon as all the contestants arrived, the women got together for the first pageant event.
They wanted to do an official picture of all the contestants, so they brought us to the Opera House in Paris, and they have this amazing staircase that they positioned us on, and we stood there for quite some time in our heels, and we're all wobbling and tried to just get the perfect picture, but at the same time we were able to see how beautiful the Opera House was.
While Shauna enjoyed meeting the other contestants and spending time in Paris, she didn't get to see much of the city.
We did sightseeing from a double-decker bus. It was about all of Paris I got to see on my first trip. But it's funny, a lot of my pictures were all reflections off of a bus window.
Coming up, Shauna and the 85 other Miss World contestants take off to a tropical paradise.
When we arrived in the Seychelles, we exited off the plane, and we were right on the beach.
Dick, and welcome back. Well, the pageant is still 2 weeks away, and the tough schedule and intense competition will soon begin. But for now, the 86 contestants get to enjoy their time in an island paradise. Let's check back in with America's Shauna Gamble.
When we arrived in the Seychelles, we exited off the plane, and we were right on the beach, right in the sand, and there were Seychellois people everywhere dancing in traditional costumes, and bands were playing, just welcoming us. They really wanted to show us the hospitality of the island.
Well, it's the biggest event that Seychelles has ever organized. We are here, 75,000 people living on these very small islands in the southwestern part of the Indian Ocean, about 1,000 miles from anywhere. If you look at some maps, we're not even on it.
Tour guide Jimma Jesse grew up on these islands.
And the first settlers arrived on La Digue in July 1798. They were from France. They were a group who did not pay their taxes, and they were sent to this island as a sort of punishment.
The island way of life is very slow and very relaxed, extremely different from a Los Angeles lifestyle. So when I go to dinner and it takes 3 hours, I'm wondering what's going on. Is there a problem in the kitchen? But really, that's just the way they eat.
With the demanding rehearsals still days away, Shauna and the other visiting beauties were guests of honor at one special event after another.
We did a Big Sister plane ride where each contestant was a big sister to a little boy or a little girl from either a local school or a local home. And we all went on a plane ride to Aldabra, and we circled the island, and we were able to see, you know, the coral atolls in Aldabra Island, and it was a really fun experience because a lot of these children have never been on an airplane.
I'm having so much fun, and I would like to have another trip maybe next year.
There were also plenty of photo opportunities for the grown-ups.
Good. Straight into this lens. You wouldn't mind? That's good.
A lot of the photo shoots were just for papers all over the world. They came to watch the pageant, and they wanted to get some publicity shots of all the contestants. So we did a lot of the shoots on the beach just because the island's beauty is right there on the coast.
The beaches aren't as white. You know, the sand isn't as white in Los Angeles, and the ocean isn't as clear or as warm. And the air, you can breathe it. That's a different thing here. I can breathe the air here. I don't have to, you know, wheeze and gasp for air.
The tree planting ceremony was a really great thing for the contestants to do because the Seychelles people are really interested in the environment. What we did is each contestant with another Seychelles person, we planted a tree together, and the tree is going to act as a barrier to the ocean so that it doesn't erode the land and make, you know, it starts eating away at the environment after a while.
The contestants became fast friends with the local kids, or at least quick acquaintances.
Her name is Michelle. Michelle. Yeah? So you want to say hi, guys? Hi, guys.
After days of partying, the fun and games were over far too soon for some.
I will call you tonight, and I will ask you, how can I write to you, okay?
It was nearly time for the girls to begin a week of intensive rehearsals, and Shauna was already feeling homesick.
You take for granted what you have in your country when you're away from it. Is the only time you ever realize, gosh, I have so much back at home that I take for granted. Do you know what? It's $4 a minute to call the United States? My phone bill, I've never had a phone bill that large in my life. Oh my gosh.
Back in L.A., Shauna's boyfriend Mitch answered many of those late-night calls.
Shauna's already faxed me a list of things to do for her. She drew me a pair of shoes that she wanted me to pull out of her closet. Like, she couldn't just explain it to me. She has to draw me a picture of it with the heel and some little insert on the toe. I guess I need a FedEx to her, you know, a little care package. She's kind of missing things from the state. And then her biggest thing that she put a big circle by, she needs some cheese-flavored nacho chips. I don't know if she's going to trade over there, a little barter system with the Doritos, or what she's doing, but maybe sit around the poolside with her new swimsuit and shoes, eat Doritos all day.
When I get home, I'm going to have a big reunion because it's 4 weeks. I've never been away that long.
Coming up next, the Miss World contestants take a final ride around the island.
It was an event that was supposed to be really fun and be a big celebration, and everybody got sick.
Welcome back to our original special, Behind the Scenes of the Miss World Pageant. Hi, I'm Gina Tollison-Thick. For the contestants, competing in the pageant is a dream come true. But one well-intentioned event turned into a high-seas nightmare the women will never forget.
You know, it was an event that was supposed to be really fun and be a big celebration, and everybody got sick.
For the contestants' final event before starting a week of tough rehearsals, the girls boarded a tour boat for what was supposed to be a short trip out to sea.
When I found out it was on a boat, I was a little skeptical because I get horribly seasick.
As a symbolic gesture against poaching, the girls plan to return endangered tortoise shells to the ocean.
It's the Seychelles statement of saying, we're no longer going to slaughter the sea turtles, we don't allow anybody to slaughter the sea turtles, and we're returning them to their home where they belong. And we're getting really seasick on a boat. So we start out and I'm fine, I'm in the air, but it's raining, so we have to go downstairs. Oh! It's raining! Okay, I'm going downstairs. And the boat just starts rocking, and I'm turning green, and I thought I was going to lose it. It was horrible. They sent me to the back of the boat to get air, and I missed the whole ceremony. So I'm so excited to go on this adventure, and I'm in the back sick because I can't take the rocking of the boat.
All the girls which were on the boat were sick. We were all lying after lunch here at the hotel, like green faces. I don't understand what. Oh, for me, like bus, plane, everything makes me sick. But the boat, mostly.
While the girls recuperated from their wild ride, the production staff was busy putting together the pageant's enormous stage.
I think we've got about 168 guys out here. On the night, we'll have getting on for nearly 1,000 people backstage, if you count the girls. So it's a big operation. It's one of the biggest things I've done, partly because there's nothing here. So we've had to fly not just one set of equipment out, but a backup and then a double backup. So, you know, for every camera we've got another camera and then another camera. So it's a big operation.
We built this fantastic set in a lagoon. We've had to drive pilings down into the ocean bed to support it. We had to check the tide times to make sure that the girls weren't going to be flooded during the show. It's all underlit. The stage is perspex, so you get a real sense of floating on water. And I think the overall effect is a really spectacular.
With only a few days left until the live international broadcast, it was time for the girls to get to work. Choreographer Bruno Tonioli showed the contestants all the right grooves.
Everything has to happen in a very precise framework because it's a live event and everything has to go out. The choreography is important in the sense that it has to run to that pattern. The pattern is set. Within those patterns, put their own personalities, and then it'll work for us. We don't want kind of, 20, 80 girls all try to be the same thing and going around like, we don't want 86 Barbie dolls. If there is something that you like to do, if you like to be like, if you're a ballerina, ballet, try do a ballerina. If you're funky, be funky. If you want to stand, stand. If you want to walk, walk. If you want to just do that, do that. I don't care.
My choreographer is amazing. He's so nice. He's so full of energy. He has great ideas. And the most important thing is individuality.
We will announce these finalists. Give a second. Go. Me? What we're trying to achieve this year is to get them to be as natural and as comfortable as possible, to lose this kind of old-fashioned, beauty pageant thing that has this kind of stigma attached to it. Wherever I am, you have to come through this gangway, take your prize, and go back.
I think they do get tired, but they're on such a high that they pretty much just keep going. And there have been a couple of times where we've tried to push them a little bit too hard, and we've had to say no, because they are very tired. But mostly they just can't wait. They just want to do it again and again because they want to get it right. It's a big thing for them.
Girls, now what we're going to do, we're going to do this again.
Doing it again?
The tropical climate in the Seychelles added to their exhaustion.
It's hot all the time. They do it in Celsius here, and so it's about 30 to 33 degrees Celsius every day with about 100% humidity. So it's really hot.
We had to crate in, I think, 100 cases of total sunblock that we could take out on shoots. Dozens of umbrellas for the girls. And that's been a real problem because a lot of the women don't want the sun on their skin, particularly ones with fairer skin or the Orientals who don't consider any kind of a tan to be a good thing.
I am so thankful that I do not have hair. The humidity here is just heinous. Hair is just out to here all the time, and there's hairdressers left and right trying to tame hair, and I'm just sitting there with my little stubs of hair and just thanking God that I don't have it.
While Shauna sweated it out in the Seychelles, boyfriend Mitch waited for her back home.
I'm house sitting for her, so she left it a mess, stitches everywhere, so I've kind of been cleaning up kind of filthy. I think my other chore that she gave me, though, was to take care of her plants while she's gone, and I haven't been doing a very good job. They're looking a little wilted.
Coming up, the pageant draws near, and the competition heats up.
They will just push you and elbow you, and it's like a fight to the front. It's amazing.
Tallis and Thick, and welcome back to our original special, Behind the Scenes of Miss World. When I competed in 1990, I was the second American ever to win the title. With over 80 countries represented, I had an opportunity to meet women from around the globe. This year, 86 contestants will compete in the pageant. And while new friendships are common, cultural differences can often create problems.
Nowhere else on this earth can you have 86 nations living under the same roof, sharing the same itinerary for 4 weeks.
You'll have different personalities. Some blend well together, some don't. It's human nature.
I mean, it's natural to want to fight, isn't it? I mean, you know, they're rats in a maze.
Leah Hardy should know. She spent 4 weeks with the girls while covering the pageant for British Cosmopolitan magazine.
You've got 86 other women, all roughly the same age, all competing against each other, crammed together for 3 weeks. I mean, I'm surprised that there aren't sort of fatalities and bodies being washed up in the morning.
I haven't seen any physical fighting or dress ripping or fingernail scratching.
Although there were no casualties reported, communication problems created some difficulties.
There's a few little problems because of a translation.
Language differences, they're very difficult because it's hard to communicate when there's a language barrier. A lot of our communication is done through face gestures and hands.
Or in Español.
What?
Español.
Español? You learn how to communicate when you're in a situation where language is a barrier.
Miss Estonia found her dictionary helpful when she encountered an unexpected house guest.
I was really scared. I don't scare so much. I didn't know who or what it was, but I looked, oh my God, what is it? And Miss Ireland, she looked me, what happened with you? And I take very quickly dictionary and look, what it was. And it was lizard. They are very skilled animals. They don't do anything bad.
Even girls who spoke the same language found themselves in dialogue dilemmas.
Every once in a while you have your brouhaha over certain words.
Different countries call different items by a different name.
Look at all these funky words. Americans have no idea what they mean.
Last night Malaysia was trying to help me with my hair, and she pulls it all forward in front of my face. I said, no, I don't want bangs.
You know what bangs are? I don't call them bangs. Bangs are like sausages.
And she goes, bangs? Those are sausages in my country. What are you talking about? Bangs? She's like, they're called fringe. And I thought, fringe? Fringe are like those tassels you see on cowboy jackets. That's fringe.
Eventually, the girls adjusted to the language limitations, but there were still cultural differences that baffled some contestants.
We were like having to explain, in my country, it's done like this. No, my country's done like this. You get to learn of what one girl does in her country that you would never think of doing.
Everybody's cultures are so different that something that may offend someone in one country is not offensive in our country.
European countries, they come and they push in and in line and things like that. And it's very rude to say an American or an Englishman or something like that. To us, we're very polite people.
Everybody's pushing and shoving, and I'm overwhelmed by that.
They will just push you and elbow you, and it's like a fight to the front. It's amazing.
If you get pushed in line, you just have to understand that that's just the way they are.
Despite these minor cultural clashes, the girls were able to put major political differences aside.
All the war zones of the world are represented here. There's Miss Liberia, Miss Kazakhstan, Miss Croatia. Miss Croatia, Miss Bosnia, and Miss Yugoslavia regularly share a table, I'm told.
Ex-Russia is always together, ex-Yugoslavia. There is something what's making us together.
I mean, you know, if you're going to swap hair tips and, you know, how to take out Carmen rollers, I think it's a great leveler. Maybe we should introduce that for international negotiations. They have to swap beauty tips.
Well, the logic is that one day, young people will look and say, hey, I know someone in Zambia. I know this person in South America or China, and they were my friend. And let's work together.
With 86 beautiful women in the pageant, there were also 86 unique styles of fashion.
The thing that I've noticed with the countries is their clothing. A lot of handmade costumes. I've never seen just gowns and diamonds and crystals.
Wardrobe stylist T.J. Don found that many of the contestants arrived with beautiful and complicated clothes.
We've got a very elaborate outfits, beautiful outfits, absolutely beautiful garments. This is one of our most elaborate outfits. We call her Queen Elizabeth. She's got frills that sit here. She's got a bodice. She's got chains that sit in here into the head.
While many of the contestants donned elaborate fashions, some were left out in the cold.
They're all doing their best with their clothes.
Some areas like Africa. Now, we're not very exposed, you know, when it comes to the Western world and Europe or what have you. When it comes to our tradition, some other countries are very traditional. Okay, some countries, they wear only their attire.
There is a huge difference between, say, the Eastern Bloc countries and the rest of the world, whereas the rest of the world are expensively dressed. The poor girls from the Eastern Bloc countries, you know, they're kind of Miss 1975, because at the moment you just look at them and you think, oh dear, you poor love.
Although fashion plays a role in the competition, it is not the most important element. The day before the live broadcast, the girls' brains are put to the test in personal interviews.
I was a bit nervous because I didn't know who the judges were, and I was a bit nervous about the questions.
It's really hard to tell how well you did because the judges are just so nice to everybody and they make everybody feel comfortable with their answers.
The main thing is for everyone to be themselves because that's the most important thing.
I was asked by one judge about the Clinton situation. I told him how I felt and, you know, I stood behind my beliefs and whether he liked it or not, that's, you know, just what I answered. And I'm not going to tell the public what I said. I think I'll just be very diplomatic.
Up next, the big day finally arrives.
I foresee myself as Miss World tonight, and that's it.
And welcome back. We've been following America's Shauna Gamble as she gets ready to compete in the Miss World pageant. The big night is just a few hours away. Yet while many of the contestants have spent years preparing for their moment in the spotlight, unfortunately, there will only be one winner tonight.
I'm excited. I'm ready to just go on stage and just do it now.
I am getting a little nervous because you can feel the tension in the air. You can definitely feel it in the air. Eyes are looking at you wherever you are.
Knowing that even more eyes will be on them tonight, the girls spend all day glamming up for the competition. Although the contestants have spent 4 weeks preparing for the show, the final moments before the broadcast are frantic.
We have about 10 more minutes until final night where we'll go out with Errol Brown and dance to Sex Thing. It's getting really intense and I think the girls are getting nervous. Everybody's running the hair and makeup so you don't... I think that it's a security thing. If you have more powder on, you feel a little bit more secure about yourself.
A lot of the girls have brought their own hair pieces, which is easier because they've got the ponytail twisted into a bun for day wear and then add the evening, you know, the hairpiece on, which is already styled.
Everybody's trying to get their last-minute things in order, and you have girls who are just starting to put on their makeup. I thought was really strange, and people rushing around and screaming, and some people were crying because they couldn't find a shoe or something, and all of a sudden, 8:15, go to your places.
With hair, makeup, pumps, and party dresses all in order, the live show begins. After the opening number, the girls have a chance to show their sophisticated side as they step out in high society day wear.
Shauna Gamble from the United States of America. Now, she's missing Thanksgiving tonight to be here. That's why she minds it, huh?
Norway's Henrietta Dankert-Chen. Thank you. Another law student. What is it with these girls? They all want to defend themselves.
The girls make a mad dash backstage to change from day wear to evening wear.
Some of the girls only have 4 minutes to change from day wear to evening gown, and they have to get in their gowns, zipped up, their corsets laced, I mean, things of that nature, and then they have to go to hair. So people are really getting nervous about that whole time thing.
While most girls zip through their precision changes, Miss France gets tied up.
As you can see, she's got a corset, and all the loops have to be done. As we'd normally do in the theatres, we'd loop it up first, she'd slip it over her head, and then you just tie it up. She unfortunately doesn't want to do it that way. She wants to do it the long way. So she is going to be late. I can tell you now she's going to be late.
Although the competition is heating up, the backstage frenzy is hidden from the judges. But once the girls move into the spotlight, every step they take is in full view.
Those stairs are Lulu out there. They're big and they're wide, and My biggest worry is falling down in front of billions of people all over the world.
The girls are constantly warned to take each step carefully.
Do not step off the edge, because in high heels, that's going to be a bad thing.
Despite the words of caution, accidents do happen.
Fear Wuswa Muffo. Oh, she wears a traditional Ghanaian outfit called a kaba, and she's tripped. Up you get, darling. Still looks gorgeous.
After making sure that Miss Ghana isn't hurt,
Poor Miss Ghana, but she's okay now. I just saw her. She's smiling and everything is okay, so don't worry.
the show continues as planned. Firm-footed Shauna is about to find out if she'll step into the top 10.
But it looks like the judges have come to a final 10 girls. Would you please put your hands together for Israel?
There's 88 people in this pageant, and you may not have seen one face during the whole 4 weeks, and all of a sudden they call her out, and you're thinking, where was she?
Number 3, please put your hands together for Chile.
And then you start to wonder, gosh, you know, I'm one of 88 girls. I may not be called.
Number 6 tonight, the United States of America.
And then I was called number 6, and I just was so ecstatic I couldn't even believe it.
Coming up next, find out if Shauna will be crowned the new Miss World.
Miss World. The pageant is almost over, and 76 women have been eliminated from the competition. With only 10 remaining, including America's Shauna Gamble, we're about to find out who will be crowned the new Miss World.
There's only one more prize here tonight, and that's the big one. Miss World 1998 is one of these girls.
After they announced the top 10, they went into kind of a personal interview with each of the contestants. They asked a biographical question, and then they asked a question about our special friend.
I read here that you'd like to be an attorney. Why is that?
I would like to be an attorney because it's something I've been focusing on since I was very young.
Answering questions is my strong suit. I think that that's where I really nail pageants. And so when I answered that question, I thought, gosh, I really did a good job. I'm very proud of myself.
So can we see that photograph of that special person that's helped you?
Yes. This is my very best friend, Lena, Miss Malaysia. She's been an amazing inspiration to me while I've been here.
And then that was it. And then they announced the second runner-up, the first runner-up, and then the winner.
The second runner-up is Miss Malaysia.
So then they called my roommate a second runner-up, and I was so happy for her. I really thought that she would be maybe first runner-up or winner.
And the first runner-up is Miss France.
And I thought, wait, you know, there's 8 of us standing, and I wasn't called second, I wasn't called first. Maybe I have a chance of being the winner. And for just a split second, you think of how your life is going to change if that crown hits your head.
And Miss World 1998 is Miss Israel.
I wasn't crushed, I wasn't sad, I wasn't anything. I was really happy for her. After they call the winner, they have the 7 girls who didn't win any title just standing there. You're just standing there and you're standing there. And all these things play in your head because you've been working so hard for 4 weeks and it's over. Kind of get sad that you're not going to be with your friends anymore. And you know, you get sad that you have to go back to your job and your schooling, and you know, you don't get to lay by the pool anymore. You know, what a charmed life, but you have to go back to reality, so. I'm very excited. I can't believe what's happened in this moment. I'm very proud to represent Israel right now. There were so many beautiful girls, so many nice girls. I'm very happy, and I thank all the judges choosing. I plan to do a lot of charity work. I plan to travel, and I hope it will be my best year in my life.
Although she won't be taking the crown back to the States, Shauna still considers herself a winner.
I made the 10. I didn't come here expecting to win by any means, so it was just nice to be in the 10.
Shauna says her days of competing in pageants are over. Back home in Los Angeles, she's ready to focus on future plans and her remaining time as Miss World USA.
I graduate finally in June. I'm so happy to be graduating. I'm really excited, though, all the work that's ahead of me as Miss World USA. You're not just crowned Miss World USA to go to the Miss World pageant. That's just like one bit of your job. So I have
all my work with variety clubs of the United States, and I have, you know, different events that I'll do with Miss World USA. I think that pageants are in my past, they're a part of who I am, and now I'm ready to go on to a new stage in my life. And I don't want to be thought of as like, okay, so we're watching E! again, and we got this pageant girl on again. How many pageants is this girl going to do? 2, everybody. This is my last one, okay? I promise you.
Thanks for watching our original special, Behind the Scenes of the Miss World Pageant. From LA's Sunset Marquis Hotel,